I'm Joan Breitbart, and I'm here with Lori Nemitz, and most of you know her, I guess, through Anatomy Trains, right?
Correct. Been teacher with Anatomy Trains, certified teacher Anatomy Trains for Movement for the past several years. And I also teach out in Dissection Lab.
You were just doing that, right?
I was just doing that 2 weeks actually out in Dissection Lab with a bunch of Japanese students and doctors, and I'm headed back the end of this week for 2 more weeks.
I don't think I could even do it. It just, too much for me. But then there's also yoga. Talk about yoga.
Correct. Been in yoga teaching for about the past 2 decades, probably a little bit longer than that. I've been working in that area since about graduate school, where I got a master's degree in dance movement therapy. And I found
From
yoga
Goucher, right?
from Goucher College,
Right?
yeah.
And before that, Wellesley, the best
Wellesley,
schools, right?
Thank you. And I've done art history.
And we're both
French.
art history majors and French majors.
I always say that actually helped me to see all the type of movement work that I do now.
I think you're right, yeah.
I really actually do believe that. So yeah, I came from all of that world, and Yoga Teachers Association as a president for a long time there as well.
I didn't know, right?
So, yep.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
of
long time.
course, our specialty here, Pilates.
I've been in the Pilates world as well since about 2000. Started off aiming in physical mind. I've also gotten additional certifications from STOT.
Right, yeah. So Lori has everything. I mean, more degrees than a thermometer is really what I'm going to say is. So we're going to talk about Thai 4 and also the minis at the end, this little gift that you've prepared for everyone.
Absolutely.
But that was, I don't know, quite a few months ago that Marika Molnar showed you Thai 4, right?
Exactly.
Right. And you started to work with it and also the minis.
Correct.
But it's taken you some time with Thai 4, right?
It has. Initially, when I came into it, I was trying to figure out how the best way to utilize this new product, which now I'm totally in love with, but I had my learning curve as well with this product too.
But then this, I think it's all summed up in this photo. This incredible photo, which is like, what's wrong with this picture? So
Yep.
tell us what's wrong with this picture.
Well, in this picture, which is essentially hand to toe pose, basically I'm going and working with my own range of motion and my own skill set that I could do, not so much utilizing the product for where we can
Not at all.
do it and where I tend to work with my own clients. So it took me a little time to figure out. I didn't have to just do what I was comfortable with this product, but I could really use it as a tool for my own clients and helping them out.
I mean, what percentage of people, and you've been teaching for so long, can actually do what you are doing? To grab that toe like that and then have that perfect alignment and that arm out stretch. I mean, just so hard.
It's probably under 5% or so of the general
'Cause I can't do it. I tried, I can't do it.
And not all of us are built the same way. There's those of us who are more, have more range of motion naturally in the body. And there's those of us who have more stiffness in the body. And these both have different advantages, and we have to learn how to work with that. So for somebody like me who has more range of motion, I have to work harder at my strength and stability and proprioception.
And
where
that
I
you
am
can
in
get with
space.
Thai 4 for you.
Yeah, definitely. I can actually feel right where I am. So also good for my clients with the hypermobility. But likewise, for those who are more in the stiffness category, it can also be a tool to help them actually get a little bit more stability and alignment while increasing range of motion.
So in that really difficult one, they would probably be just holding the bungee, right?
Mhm,
Because they're not going to
absolutely.
get anywhere near their toe, right?
Absolutely.
And then using the other arm bungee to stabilize, right?
Exactly.
Right, because it's not just the reach, it's also then maintaining it, right? It's,
Absolutely, and actually this is really critical to everybody's movement in life. We are bipedal, which means we're standing upright and walking, and a lot of what we need to master is standing on one leg. You think about it when we walk. It's almost this act of catching ourselves before we fall, but we have to stabilize on one leg. A lot of the American population, where they run into problems when they get older, is actually falls. So the more we can do to help actually balance is a great thing, and this we can cultivate at any stage.
yeah, and the thing is that it's balances, it changes also, so that
Mhm.
some days, that's what I find when I'm using Type 4. Some days I think, oh, I'm fine, and then another day it's just off for some reason, right?
Absolutely, it can be anything from your mood to environmental factors to just what's been going on in your body, age-wise, all of those things. Prenatal, work with a lot of people throughout the years prenatally, and of course, as the body changes, center of gravity is going to change as well.
Yeah, that's what, we're doing this postnatal program now with Type 4 and Minnie's Paris that are certainly for all the hormonal issues, right? And it's true, the balance, even a young person, after having a baby, the balance has changed, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So they have to get re-established with that, right? From before, when they weren't out to here, right?
Absolutely.
So that's it. So some of the things you've been finding with Type 4 for yoga, which you feel might be able to help people, teachers maybe, do some sort of interesting kind of class perhaps, or what are you thinking you're going to do now?
Well, actually, I'm looking at developing more and more as far as how we cue, and also looking at, again, more the center of the body. As we've had a discussion, oftentimes in yoga, we're looking at distal parts of the body, hands, feet. We see what's, the latest Instagram photo, and people want to copy those end range motions. And yet, oftentimes, what's really important is more of the center part of the body where we're getting alignment. So you mean something like a triangle pose, instead of looking at the hand reaching up towards the ceiling, maybe take that arm out of the equation, or use the bungee to work with it in a different way so that we're not just about the end range of motion, that we're actually looking at alignment through the center of the body.
So I think a lot of the crossed bungee variations will
Exactly.
be helping you, particularly, the dancers like that and they're hypermobile is always arm bungees back crossed for the support. So
Right.
then they can try something, right? Because
Right.
they don't have stability, most of them, right?
No, and they need the proprioception. That's,
Right, yeah, that's the other part, the proprioception. So, all right, well, we're gonna look forward to these, I guess you're gonna do a workshop probably. And
Hope
then
to,
you
down the
have a group of women that you're working with who are older, shall we say, right? And you've been teaching them for how long?
Several years. Most of this group includes a couple of men in there circulating around as well. And again, we're not looking to have those, poses that are going to be on the calendars or whatever else. We're looking for functionality. I really, for my clients too, I want them to either practice yoga or Pilates or whatever movement modality to be able to get the most enjoyment out of life. That's what we do, a lot of what we work in anyhow.
Right.
We want to be resilient for whatever life throws at us. And the more we get to practice that in different ways, the better off we are when something unexpected does happen. So I'm looking for them for functionality, and this is.
But that's what we really, even young teachers have to understand, or they may have young people there, they have to understand that that's what we need today, right?
Oh, absolutely. I teach, some of my work is teaching at Pace University.
Right, you only have kids there, right?
And yep, they look younger and younger every year, but no. But in any case, they actually, this generation coming through, and I can speak because I'm also a mother of two boys, one in college, one in high school, have less and less movement opportunities. And this is a big issue for me as well, that we, a lot of schoolwork, a lot of time in class is all
Those heavy backpacks with
Backpacks
all that
and-
stuff. I remember we were thinking about that, so that's been a long time. And then you add the texting. Right.
Exactly, and all these things pull the head forward, all these positions, and we have to, again, create more body awareness. Sometimes because there isn't as much time to play outdoors or just move in different ways. Actually, body awareness has declined, as I've seen it even for my college students coming in. And this is part of what I work on as well, is getting that body movement vocabulary up and going.
And I think that's really what people do see now as Type 4 is getting out there, is that they don't have to talk as much, right?
Mhm.
Because as a teacher, you can lose your voice trying to constantly be telling people things that they're not feeling, right?
Right.
They just
right.
don't feel it, and then you're struggling to get them to understand it, by verbalizing, and after a while, your voice goes and whatever. Okay, so now that you've made a gift for us all,
I have.
and it's this little mini booklet, tell me, how did that happen? What gave you this idea?
Well, you gave me the minis without a whole lot of instructions, so I just went to town and had fun. What would I do with these as a prop? And I love that they're so much smaller and compact. A lot of times I think we're in places where we don't have access to all the props in the world we want to use. These are brilliant because they're so small and there's so much we can do creatively with them. And just enhances yoga practice in a different way.
What I love was that when you, this is just wonderful, that Lori created this. We didn't ask her to do it. We didn't suggest it. We didn't think about it even. She not only did that, she saw that we have a certain format for our covers, and she just invented it and did the same thing. So this is a gift, and everybody's going to get this gift. And then we're going to tell you right now that if you can come up with other variations and other uses, let us know. We'll share them, and you'll have a gift from PMI.
Sounds
A little
great.
gift too. So that's what we're doing. That's the beginning now of getting more awareness of the body with these products. Yoga, of course, Pilates, and just regular exercise, right?
Absolutely. I'm excited to see me more and more come into play. I'm having some of my friends too who are kayakers, everything else, start to play around with this equipment.
Oh yes, that's it. That's the other part. Is that you? Tell me, you have a kayaking company or?
Oh, not my own company, but I do guide. I do both yoga and kayak trips as well as just guiding in general for a company up the Hudson River, and this is work I love as well.
So so this summer we can all take a little trip with you, right?
Absolutely.
Or before for a workshop. All right, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.